After decades at the top, the Ambassador Bridge has been dethroned as North America's busiest truck crossing. The Blue Water Bridge has taken over the crown, signaling a major shift in cross-border trade. Fewer trucks are lumbering across the Ambassador Bridge, a route long known as a key trade lifeline. Many instead opting to cross at the Blue Water Bridge in Sarnia. In 2025, the Blue Water Bridge in Sarnia saw the largest number of truck crossings, recording over 2.1 million crossings compared to the Ambassador Bridge with 1.9 million crossings. The trend remains the same so far in 2026.
For decades, a single crossing defined North American commercial trade. The Ambassador Bridge, linking Windsor, Ontario with Detroit, Michigan, stood as the continental benchmark, the corridor carrying more truck traffic than any other point along the Canada-US border. That era has now ended. Roughly an hour north, the crossing connecting Sarnia, Ontario, to Port Huron, Michigan, over the St. Clair River has overtaken it. This shift is not a statistical fluke. It represents a documented, sustained, and accelerating change in how goods move across the continent. The Blue Water Bridge recorded approximately 1 million commercial truck crossings in 2025, while the Ambassador Bridge logged roughly 9 million during the same period. Data from the Bridge and Tunnel Operators Association shows the trend continuing into 2026. In the first 3 months of the year, the Ambassador Bridge saw 496,796 commercial truck trips, compared with 531,732 at the Blue Water Bridge. Month after month throughout 2025, the Blue Water Bridge led. The reversal is not temporary. The Federal Bridge Corporation Limited, which owns and operates the Canadian side of the Blue Water Bridge, confirmed the change directly. The Blue Water Bridge has surpassed all other international crossings in commercial traffic volume, said Alexander Gauthier, the corporation's communications manager. For decades, the Ambassador Bridge held its position as the busiest commercial crossing. It links two of the most industrially dense cities in North America, sits at the heart of the Windsor-Detroit automotive corridor, and carries a massive share of integrated supply chains moving parts between Canadian assembly operations and American factories. So, why are trucking companies rerouting in sustained numbers? The answer is straightforward and entirely economic. The Ambassador Bridge charges commercial vehicles up to $27 per axle. The Blue Water Bridge charges $7 per axle on a standard 5-axle semi-truck. That amounts to roughly a $100 difference per crossing. For national logistics operators running dozens or even hundreds of crossings each week, that gap compounds into a cost difference large enough to permanently alter route planning. Gauthier described it plainly. The data reflects the price sensitivity of tolls and the significant value of alternative infrastructure to the supply chain, but route economics extend beyond toll rates alone. Windsor and Detroit are dense urban environments. Trucks crossing the Ambassador Bridge must navigate city traffic on both sides, surface streets in Windsor and the Detroit Road Network in Michigan. By contrast, the Blue Water Bridge connects directly to Highway 402 in Ontario and to Interstate 69 and 94 in Michigan, offering freeway-to-freeway access with minimal urban congestion. For carriers optimizing both delivery time and operating cost, the Sarnia crossing provides a dual advantage: lower tolls and smoother routing. The Federal Bridge Corporation points to stabilized toll rates and reliable infrastructure as the primary drivers behind carrier preference. What makes this shift structurally significant is its impact on a trade corridor that carries an enormous share of commerce between the two largest trading economies in North America. Approximately $3.6 billion crosses the Canada-US border every day, and a substantial portion of that trade moves over bridges. When the volume balance between southern Ontario's two primary commercial crossings reverses after decades of stability, it signals more than a tactical adjustment. It marks a change in the physical architecture of continental supply chains. The timing adds another layer. Ongoing trade tensions between Canada and the United States have produced sustained disruption across southern Ontario's manufacturing belt. Windsor-Sarnia unemployment has climbed under pressure from automotive tariffs, while steep metals tariffs have squeezed steel and related industries, amplifying the economic consequences of how and where goods now move. Aluminum producers throughout the region have been caught in the same squeeze. The businesses that remain active are operating under extreme cost pressure. For fleet operators working within those compressed margins, every avoidable expense is examined closely. The Ambassador Bridge toll premium, long recognized as a disadvantage, became far less tolerable once tariff-driven input costs began stacking up across every other line item at the same time. A third crossing adds a forward-looking dimension to this shift. The Gordie Howe International Bridge, built to modernize the Windsor-Detroit corridor, has already announced its commercial toll rate under its discount. Comparison: the Ambassador Bridge charges $15 per axle for its equivalent discount program. On a standard 5-axle semi-truck, that translates into a $40.50 cost advantage on every crossing at the Gordie Howe Bridge. The Windsor-Detroit Bridge rate structure to compete aggressively for commercial volume. The Ambassador Bridge has already been losing to Sarnia. One recent U.S. analysis estimated losses of up to $7 million per week tied to delays in the Gordie Howe Bridge's opening. As of April 2026, no firm opening date has been set. The project announced last month that it would open in the spring, though the timeline has already been delayed twice. Once the bridge does open, the Ontario Trucking Association expects another realignment. According to its Director of Policy and Industry Awareness, a number of fleets are likely to shift operations away from the Blue Water Bridge. The commercial volume currently concentrated in Sarnia is widely viewed as transitional. Carriers that move north to escape Ambassador Bridge costs will soon face a new choice between the Blue Water Bridge and a competitively priced modern Windsor-Detroit crossing. That competition will determine which corridor becomes the dominant trade route for the next generation of North American logistics. The Ambassador Bridge, privately owned by the Moran family, now faces a compressed version of the same structural problem that redirected traffic to Sarnia in the first place. Its tolls are the highest in the region. Its infrastructure is the oldest. Its approach roads run through dense urban congestion. The Gordie Howe Bridge, by contrast, is publicly owned, purpose-built for modern commercial volumes, and priced to win traffic. For decades, the Ambassador Bridge's dominance was driven by a simple reality: it was the only serious option. That condition no longer exists. What the Blue Water Bridge's 2025 numbers demonstrated is that commercial carriers will reroute. They will absorb an extra hour of highway driving to save $20 per axle per crossing. They will choose freeway connectivity over urban proximity, and they will respond to cost signals with logistics decisions that persist even after short-term pressures fade. Historically, the Ambassador Bridge was always the busiest Michigan-Ontario crossing by a wide margin. In 2025, it was not. In the first quarter of 2026, it is not. The geography of North American trade has not changed, but the economics that govern how that geography is used have. That economic shift now intersects with politics.